Padalecki. Let's welcome Jeffery, Jared, and Jensen!
Hello, the man, the myth, the legend, Jeffery fucking Dean Morgan. Real quickly, I didn't bring this up this morning, but I'm kind of pissed off that he's the one wearing the beanie. He stole that shit from me. Okay, thank you.
And you won yesterday.
What?
The beanies. You got a green one, and you got a brown and tan one.
Yeah.
And Richey got a blue one.
We were there.
It's going to be 70 degrees outside today, guys. What is this winter headgear we got going on?
New York yesterday was snow.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
And then, okay, look at my hair.
Yeah. Maybe you should put it back on.
I'll hold this. You can put it back on. No, thank you. Thank you. Good morning, Orlando.
Good morning.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Yeah. Have y'all heard of something called magnesium L-threonate? This is not an ad.
You sure?
It might be an ad.
It sounds like an
Jen
ad.
gave me these
This
little-
morning's panel brought to you by...
Jen gave me these little packets. I took one last night. It knocked me out, but I woke up like, I want to sleep for 7 days. But I'm here and I can't wait to see you guys today. It's really
Okay.
Just will wake up. Apologies.
I think he looks great.
You look
I
good.
would take that. Do you know this shit?
No, I got 8.5 hours of sleep last night. I don't need to take shit.
Wow, lucky
Scratch that. I did have 2 whiskeys. So that works.
you. Lucky you.
That works
Yeah,
as
but
well.
don't you have like family around? They let you sleep?
Yeah.
My kids don't let me sleep.
Oh.
George like bounces on my face
Dude, same.
with her feet.
Here's the thing. I've just learned to sleep with that. Like, Arrow came in and grabbed my face at 5:30 this morning. She's like, "Good morning, Daddy." And I'm like,
It sounds like what Ackles is saying is you should try, there's this thing called 2 whiskeys before bed.
Or the magnesium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or both, all the above.
or maybe just a little magnesium in your whiskey. I don't know. That's a cocktail.
That might not be a
That might not be a bad idea.
Here's the deal. I set because I fell asleep right when we got home from this, but then woke up to watch the F1.
Oh yeah. Well, that's your
And
fault.
It was like at 2 a.m. Who won the
Driver.
World Championship? It was Max Verstappen.
What was that accent?
I was matching hers. I was Max Verstappen.
Who does that thing drive? Well, as a matter of fact, it's Max Verstappen. I'm here for it. I like it.
He's awesome. I mean, but I liked him when he wasn't winning. When he was just a wee kid, and Lewis won everything.
I guess that they fired Daniel though.
Yeah, they sure.
What, you liked him when he wasn't winning?
I liked him when he wasn't
So
winning.
it's like me and the Cowboys right now. That's
Well, yeah, and thank you for being a Cowboy fan because my Seahawks aren't exactly having a great year.
Go Seahawks.
Hey, stay quiet, please.
Never.
Hey, no Seahawks fans. Oh, yay! Be proud, loud and proud.
Fair.
all right. Let's see. You got some questions for us, or do you want to just hear us talk about sports? Because we can do that.
Ackles, you go first. Let's go left to right.
All right,
to
right
left.
here in the front.
Hey.
Oh, look at this. We got a mic. Come on. Yeah, you got it.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Meg.
Hi, Meg.
I was
The
just
demon.
wondering- I know, right? As soon as you
I
started
know,
the
I
show,
remember.
I was like, oh, I remember. This is gonna happen. I was just wondering if, when you are looking at the variety of projects that you guys have worked on, and iconic shows that you've been on, is there something specific that you're looking for, whether it's characters, directors, or just?
Iconicness.
Iconicity. No, that's a great question. Thank you.
Too serious. Right?
I don't. Yeah. No, I think if I may speak. What's that? No. Ooh, sorry. In fairness, I'll start this. I think.
That was a good Thursday night game. Yes, it was.
James Winston.
Yeah, I like that guy. He likes that. He's fun. Okay, sorry. Off sports. Back to.
I think for me, and I think for the other J's as well, it doesn't feel like when you're doing something, you know whether it's going to be seen by anybody or everybody, right? So you do your damnedest, and I think quality ends up kind of standing the test of time. And so thinking back to like Gilmore Girls or Supernatural, whatever, it's sort of like during it, people were not aware, seemingly, and then afterwards they're like, oh shit, I finally saw that, and I love that, and I'm gonna watch it again. You're like, okay, cool, thank you. And so I feel like if I do my level best, and to your question, character based, then hopefully people will tune in. Yeah.
Jeff, you definitely have a larger catalog of work than Jared and I.
Yeah, but not all of it's good.
Well, that's my point. You could probably speak to what is it about the project, whether it is largely backed by a huge budget or whether it's an indie or something. What is it that you're like, you read something, you're like, you know what, yeah. Is it the people involved? Is it the story?
I think it's a combination of script and who's involved. I think that's what we know first. Unless it's a job that's a show that's been on the air. Joining The Boys seems like kind of a no fucking brainer. Joining The Walking Dead, kind of a no brainer. Everything else is a crapshoot. Grey's Anatomy didn't know. I came in after 9 episodes, and yeah, that could go. Supernatural, we sure. Okay, I wasn't looking for that, but I appreciate it. I think that first you look for a decent script, and then you see who's involved, or maybe vice versa, because if Jensen called me or Jared called me and said, hey, come and do this, then I don't need to read the script. It's like, of course I'm going to do it. And a lot of jobs I think that we've done in our lives is based on a friend and relationships that just call and say, hey, will you do this? And yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of luck. I mean, who knew Supernatural was going to go for 27,000 years?
I did.
I remember doing the pilot, and that was all I was ever going to do, and thinking, you know, it's a job. It's a job, and is it going to be an X-Files type thing? I mean, you just don't quite know after doing one episode, and then what these guys did with it, I think, is an amazing, and you all, and make it what it is. It's the fan base. Ultimately, it doesn't matter what we read or what friend asks us to do it. It's going to be if you guys respond to it. Yeah, and you take it.
Well, I would say that there was probably a shift too from early on in all of our careers. It was whatever we can get our hands on, whatever we can get hired to do, because at that point you're just trying to build a resume and build those relationships so that can take you to the next level. And fortunate enough, we've been in the industry long enough, we've worked long enough on projects to where we are now in a different kind of tier to where we can be more selective. We can take a project, we can take a phone call from somebody that we've worked with or have heard good things about. And so Jeff's right, you definitely want to look at who you're going to be working with, because that's a big thing. You don't want to work with assholes. I think back when we were first starting, that was a big problem in our industry, was a lot of the real problem children were the ones getting a lot of the work, and they were catered to, you know, people just with horrible set etiquette and professional etiquette, work ethic. It was
and they're the ones not working right now.
And the industry shifted. Yeah, the industry has shifted over the past 20-something years, where now studios and productions and producers, they don't want to work with problem people. And so we've, fortunately enough, built a good reputation for ourselves that now we're getting calls because people want to work with us because they know we're pros. And so now we've gotten to a place now where we can be a little bit more selective on what the character is, what the scripts are, who we're working with. But those are really the three big things I think a lot of us look at when new projects roll across our desk. Yeah.
And also, we're just really lucky. A lot of people,
Yeah.
if you ask that question too, they don't get to answer that question the same. A lot of it is, I just got to put food on the table.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to keep a roof over my head and my dog fed. And I spent 25 years doing just that.
Right.
Have you ever talked about Bear publicly? Or you don't have to. But.
I mean,
Bears?
Bear was my dog before Bijou. But yeah.
Yeah. So, may I?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know what
so,
you're gonna say.
well, I'm going the first time we worked together.
Choose your adventure with Jared Padalecki.
This is your life.
As a for instance, and Jeff, just punch me if I should stop. But 20 years ago, almost 19 years ago, Jeff had spent a lot of time with his best buddy Bear, who's memorialized on his body, and he spent. Stop me if I'm sharing something you don't want me to. He spent a lot of his money, all of it, paying for his dogs. He had cancer. Bear had cancer.
The medical
He
issues.
had a stroke and it just went south from there. It started. He collapsed on a hike. He got heat stroke. He was a half chow, half golden retriever. And I had him and Visa. There was a crossover with the two of them because I thought Bear was going to die, and I was like, well, I got to get this other dog. And so I got Visa when she was like this big. But yeah, he had a ton of fucking help.
Yeah, he had some stuff. And so Jeff, being the kind of guy he is, gave everything he had to take care of this little four-legged pup. And so to their point, sometimes you're trying to like pay for your kids, pay for your dogs, pay for yourself, pay for your mortgage, pay for whatever happens. And then sometimes we get lucky to their point as well. And we end up here 20 years later talking to y'all about a show we all love.
But boy, we did some shitty shows.
We did some shitty.
I remember being a Zindi reptilian on Star Trek, and it was strictly for dog surgery.
Which Star Trek? Because I have to find that now.
Find it, post it.
Which one?
Thank you, Meg. Thank you. Your turn.
Oh, the purple jacket. Yeah, you. I like how you looked at me. Yeah, you're like, it is green.
There's purple hair.
Yeah, I could have gone really south with the purple.
First, I have to say, you guys talk a lot about the emotional availability to the characters, and I wanted you to know how incredible that comes up to us and how it helps us. Because sometimes you need to cry and you can't cry, but you can because you do.
Giving you permission to cry. That's what we do.
But Jared, in Austin Autos, I asked you if you thought, based on what y'all were just talking about, if you felt like you had more come to you because everybody knows we come with you. And you said, I don't know, I have to think about that. It's been a few months.
And he hasn't thought about it at all.
He's like, huh?
The answer is absolutely yes. Yeah. I think absolutely because the way things work, and this isn't the way I think necessarily. I don't think it's the way any of us think, but the industry does think this way. I've said this often, and I believe it. I'm not the most talented guy out there. I'm not the hardest working. So I do my damnedest, but it does make a big difference that people know that, hey, Jared, Jeff, Jensen, Misha, etc. Have a fucking gang behind them that's going to say, like, check out Fire Country, check out Walking Dead, check out VOD, check out Boys, etc., etc., etc. So I owe y'all a great deal of gratitude.
We did crash Amazon.
You did crash Amazon. That's right. I saw that.
How did you crash Amazon?
Jensen showed his butt.
Yeah.
I get it. I remember a long time ago, I didn't have social media, and I remember you told me, Jensen told me a story. He had gone into a meeting, and like the executives like knew how many followers he had, and like it was becoming like a big fucking thing, and that's studios would look at you to see, and look at your social media to see how you were doing with the people, with you guys. And I remember being like shocked, like, what about like the acting part, because they really weren't interested in it. And I remember in this meeting,
It's
they
like
weren't
market
interested
value.
in that. Yeah, it was all about, the fans that you bring with you that may watch the show. And so I immediately was like, fucking, how do I sign up for a Twitter? I was way behind. But the first Twitter thing I ever posted was the three of us.
In Minneapolis.
Yeah,
right,
my
that's
very
right.
first ever on social media was a picture of the three of us, and it got me so many followers. I totally fucking just grabbed onto the coattails.
Shit, I got us.
So I think the fans mean a lot, and absolutely we hope and think that you will follow us for at least an episode on a new show. You may bail quickly. You may go, that is not what I thought it was going to be. That is not a Winchester. But it sure helps us,
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks. All right, my turn. I'm gonna go right here. Okay.
Hi, I'm Kristen.
Hi, Kristen.
So as a person that I've had a lot of really, really bad things happen to me in my life. 2019, my 5-year-old passed away. And he had epilepsy, which yesterday was Epilepsy Awareness Day. So I see all the purple and I'm like, I started crying when I met Jensen yesterday because at 5:15 yesterday evening, I had gone in for a 13.5-hour double transplant. And they took me at exactly 5:15. It was mind-blowing. Like, certain things happen for a certain reason at a certain time. Like, how could you possibly have known that? How could I have known where I would be and what time? So at those points in time in my life, I watched Supernatural. And every time I watch it, I feel differently. One time I would think one thing, and it would be able to get me to get out of bed, to be able to function. I mean, I had, my 3.5-year-old was the one that found my son. And she remembers everything. But for me, that like broke my heart. So every time I watch the show, it has a different meaning. And I wanted to know, as far as you guys being on the show, did it have different meaning to you every time you think about like a certain episode or a certain season that was like, well, I felt this way, but now I kind of feel this way. I mean, after 4 months of being on couch rest, I watched every season, I watched it all over and over again because I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything, I was stuck. I have an autistic 4-year-old, so I literally have got it all, believe me. But when I watched the last time I watched it, the feeling that I got in that last episode in heaven just gave me this sense of peace. This is his 5-year anniversary this year. He was a Christmas Eve baby. So like for me, holidays are hard. And for some reason, I feel that peace. So my husband's like, why the hell do you watch this show so much?
Fuck him.
My daughter
Kidding.
came
Love you.
down. No, you can totally not. It's fine. My daughter came downstairs and I paused the show, and it just so happened that one of you had your shirts off, and she's going,
Which one? Don't bullshit. It was Jeff.
and she's counting, and I'm like, what is she doing? So she goes and she walks into the kitchen, and she's coming back, and I said, Ava, what are you doing? What were you counting?
I know what you.
And she goes, I was counting abs.
Oh, that was me then.
My daughter says, which app guy are you going to meet today? But that's the kind of thing that this has brought. Like, it brings joy, and it's not just a show to us. It makes us feel other things other than just, it brings you out of...
Same. I think I know what you're trying to say. I'll answer for myself first. That I think is so touching. First and foremost, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. I think I feel, speaking for myself, that my job is to just try and be a conduit for a story, and I do I give everything I have to that story, and I've seen Jensen do the same. I've seen Jeff do the same, and so we're blessed and fortunate with work from great writers who put those words on the page and send them our way. And all the way, like turtles all the way down, like the directors and the camera operators and the grips and the gaffs and the editors. And to the prior question, people watching it in the first place. And so I have a similar feeling when I watch something and it means something. Same with like music. Like if you listen to an album and you're in a great place, then it's telling you like be in a great place. If you're in a sad place, like hey, it's okay to be in a sad place. And so I love that Supernatural has had so much time. Everything we've done has had so much time to kind of ruminate, and I think that's a sign that the writers did something correctly.
That's why I think the arts are so important, because that's, I mean, they are inspirational. And you can, like Jared said, you can dive into music. There can be a painting that you see something different every time you walk by it. There can be a poem that resonates with you, that gives you strength when you wake up. There can be a TV show that you look to give you, to give you an escape. So I think it's all part of that art world that can be utilized for human emotion. And so it's up to us to find what inspires us and to find things that help us navigate this crazy life. So congratulations on your strength, because not a lot of people can deal with what you've dealt with. And congratulations on finding something that inspires you. So.
Was it one app? Because if it was one app, I got a shot.
All right.
So the six-pack is-
I said real quick, I would say that I don't think that any of us knew what the show or any of the jobs we've done is going to mean to people. And I think having the opportunity to come and meet you and talk to you all, I mean, we all get notes and stories told to us in the course of the convention, which is why we like doing these. And it means so much to so many people for different reasons, different moments, different things. And I think we never knew that going in. You never do a job thinking, oh, this isn't good, but they're going to react to this one. You don't know. I mean, you hope you get some kind of reaction, at least one that makes you want to watch the show the next week. But what this show has done is so much deeper than that. What Jared has done because of the fans is a testament to the fans and to Jared, obviously.
And his abs.
S, more than one F. But you never know, and it makes us feel good, certainly, when people like you tell us that, you know, this helped you get through such a difficult time. It means more than anything else can, more than certainly than the fucking reviews or anything else. It's why we're here. It's why we want to see you and talk to y'all. So great, thank you, and we're so glad that we're able to help you just this much in that time. It's so horrible, obviously. And thank God for you.
Thank you, Kristen.
All right, let's go over about the leopard print glasses. How you doing?
Hello, good morning. So my question is there any question that you wish you had been asked, whether it's like here, an interview, on red carpet, that you think, oh my God, I just have the best answer if somebody would ask me this question?
No. I could say a list of questions I wish I hadn't been asked.
That question. It's like the picture of the mirror where there's a mirror and a mirror and it just goes on forever. It's like, what do you wish to be asked?
No,
I wish to be asked, what do I wish to be asked? Okay, what do you wish to be asked? Well, I wish to be asked, but it just goes on, gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
I mean, I don't know. Nothing comes to mind. We've had a lot of interviews with different press outlets. We've done press junkets. We've gone on red carpets. We've been interviewed countless times over the past 20 plus or almost 30 years. We come to these things. We get asked questions all the time. So yeah, I don't know that there's one question I'm just dying to answer, because I probably would have woven that answer into something else.
Yeah, that's right.
I think to Kristen's point, it changes. Like in 08, I would have loved a certain question, and then getting married, I would have loved a different question. Having a kid, different question. Having a kid in elementary school, different question.
A different question like, not, do you take this woman to be like...
I wish I hadn't answered that. Kidding. Sorry, just doing a...
Do you take... next question.
I got a better question for you guys.
I think at this point in my career, in my life, we talked about this earlier, vaguely, but thinking about like when I started in the industry, like into the 2000s with Gilmore Girls and this and that, and all the people you see and how they behave or how they don't behave, and where they are now, we are now. Like I'm so proud, not of myself, but I'm proud of Jeff. I'm proud of Jensen. I'm proud of Misha. I'm proud of these guys and gals who have. This is not an easy industry. You know, you accept attack vectors, right? Like, oh, his hair sucks. Oh, he's ugly. Oh, he did a shitty job in that scene or whatever. Oh, we like this person better, that person better. You're just inviting the entire fucking world, sorry for my French,
To criticize the shit out of it.
to criticize the shit out of you. And so focusing on all the positive and looking around and saying, I know how Jeff behaves on set. I know how he behaves in his personal life. I know how he behaves here. Same with Jensen, obviously. And I'm so proud to be invited into their circle. So that wasn't a question, but if I'm going to answer a question in my head, I'm so proud to be around the men and women that I've seen in their professional life and their personal life, and how they conduct themselves, how they treat other people. So I hope somebody asks me that question at some point in time.
All right, I think we got time for one more.
right,
Jeff,
so
knock it out.
Yes, ma'am. That excitement wins.
Most dangerous or scary stunt we've ever done?
Dangerous or scary stunt? So ironically, the stunts that were not the most dangerous were the ones that I hurt myself the most.
It's ones where like, you don't need to go over this with me. I got this. I can take a fall.
Yeah.
And then you crack your skull.
Crack your shoulder or something.
Yeah.
The most dangerous, Ackles?
I mean, I would say there's definitely a lot of dangerous. It's also changed. Like the things that we were allowed to do back in the day have grossly changed. Now they won't let us, just for insurance purposes, do a whole lot.
Because we're older now.
It might be that too, but like I'll never forget. Probably the one I look back on the most and go, oh my God, was I did a very terrible movie called Devour, and in that movie, I was like hunting in the woods, and then out of nowhere, this mountain lion, giant, like, I mean, I don't even know how, it was hundreds and hundreds of pounds, this like grown cat.
It was real?
And they, yeah, because they didn't have money to do CGI. No, so I'll never forget it. They said they gathered the whole crew, and the animal wrangler came out and gave this safety speech and was like, okay, everybody, I want you guys to know that when we bring the cat out, we need everybody to stay in this area. We need you all to stay together. If somebody needs to go to the bathroom, you need to walk in pairs. You cannot single yourself out. Once you do that, you instantly make yourself prey. So stay in a group. Do not leave this area unless you have to. If you do leave, make sure it is at least in pairs or more than. Jensen, can we get you on your mark out there in the middle of the woods? What? So that alone should have given me pause. But I was young enough and too dumb to say no. And so then the shot, at one point, there was a camera over my left shoulder. And the cat is supposed to charge at me, and as it leaps, I raise up my rifle and I shoot it. So we were doing that shot, and the animal wrangler was right behind me to my right, with a little like baby toy, just shaking it right over my right shoulder. And
Jensen was like, toy.
Yeah. And they're like, action, and here comes this like 500-pound cat charging at me at full steam, jumps up in the air, and I'm supposed to raise my rifle, and it was so close it brushed my shoulder with its, like, because it was coming right at that toy. And I just went, nope. I look back on that now and I'm like, there's no way if there was anybody from the studio or any producer on set that day that would have let the lead actor be anywhere close to that man killer. So that was probably one that I look back on and think I got out of that one.
What about yellow fever? Do you remember the snake behind the couch? Phil Secretia was directing it, and we're sitting on the couch, you know, and the guy's asking us questions as this giant fucking python.
This is a 200-pound python.
Yeah, whose head was the size of my whole fist and fingers. And
yeah, that was real.
it was real.
And you left.
Of course I left.
It did this on me, like it came up over my shoulder and went all the way down.
I'm this far away. I started
And
giggling.
he's on the other side of the couch, and he just gets up and leaves the scene. I can't move. I'm just frozen in terror.
So they had to change the angle of the camera because I wasn't gonna fucking be there.
Also, the snake wrangler was behind the couch, and he was on his back, and he was supposed to just feed the snake over the couch and onto my shoulder, and it wouldn't go. This snake's like 200 pounds.
He's
and,
like agitating
and so
the snake.
He's kicking it and pushing it like. And I'm like, does the snake ever get upset? They're like, he's like, no, he's really docile. He's like, as long as you don't like, you know, hurt it or step on it or be mean to it, it's totally fine. I look over my shoulder. He's like, come on, damn it! And punching it and like shoving it and kicking it. And then it gets on my shoulder and I'm like, I'm gonna die. This is it. I'm gonna die in front of all of my friends. Yeah. So, but they don't let us do that stuff anymore.
I did a movie called Texas Killing Fields, and it wasn't even a fucking stunt, but it had to do with an animal, but it also an animal without an animal wrangler. I had Chloe Moretz over my shoulder, and it was a scene of me coming out of the swamp, like I just saved her, of course. That's what I do, I save people. And they were like, just go, just, you know, we're shots ready, Jeff, just take her and walk out into the swamp. I'm like, cool. So I got her and I'm telling jokes and making her laugh, and I look down and I'm stepping and there's like a 8-foot alligator as my foot is going down on top of its head, and this thing rears up. I dropped Chloe and ran. I like you, kid, but not that much. Yeah. See ya. Survival of the fittest.
You don't have to be fast, just faster.
That's exactly right. And she landed on her ass, so I was gone. Yeah, because most of the stunts, I gotta say, we've been really lucky. We work with really good stunt people too. You know, they generally do the stunt and then we stand there because we're idiots. The three of us have all made bad decisions. Shot's done, they got it in the can, and then we're like, let's do it again. Can we do it once? Let's try it.
Let me see if I can hit this wall harder.
Yeah, harder than the stunt guy's been doing it all day. Where, you know, that causes pain occasionally. But they really, they're so, you know, we've worked with some really good people in our lives. Supernatural, the boys in particular, the guy who won a whatever, they know what they're doing. And Walker, I'm sure the same deal. You know, you can't fall off a horse anymore. You can't. You know?
It hurts.
It hurts.
Yeah.
You can throw people at alligators, though.
On that note,
all right, guys, thank you for being here.
Love y'all.
We'll see you soon.